was a pleasure for me to nominate my friend and colleague, my fellow Patricia, for this award. We sat next to each other at ACIP and we got in some good trouble together, didn't we? Yeah, we'd pass each other notes like, what the heck, you know? So Pat Whitley-Williams is the voice of the people, a champion for women, for people of color, and for those new to medicine, healthcare, epidemiology, public health. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the John P. Utz Leadership Award, Dr. Patricia Whitley-Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. I am deeply honored and truly humbled to accept the John P. Utz Leadership Award, to be recognized in the name of this individual, someone whose legacy represents excellence, leadership, and integrity. Certainly is a moment that I will never forget and I cherish deeply. I'd like to congratulate my fellow recipients. Your work, achievement, and especially your passion inspire me. I would also like to thank NFID and the awards committee for this incredible honor. I would also like to thank my partner in crime, Patsy Stinchfield, who nominated me for this award. I am a fellow admirer of Patsy and her outstanding career, and as you heard, I had the pleasure of working with her as a liaison to the ACIP, but also on the NFID board. The years I spent in NFID will always be a fond memory. A special thanks to now former, my former NFID board members, but also the former CEO, Marla Dalton, whom I served with for many years on the board, as well as Joanna Colburn, Diana Olson, and the rest of the NFID staff. I really appreciate I truly appreciate their collegiality, assistance, and support over the years. I also learned a great deal from the former medical director, Dr. Bill Schaffner, who is not here tonight, but also, and the current medical director, Bob Hopkins, whom I had the pleasure to know through our weekly COVID vaccine safety group meetings. This award is not only a reflection of my work, but also the support and collaboration that I've been fortunate to have along the way. To my mentors, colleagues, and the healthcare teams that I've worked with, I thank you for challenging me, believing in me, and helping me grow. Your guidance and partnership have been invaluable, and I like to think of it that you are the threads which, when woven together, have made up the fabric of my professional life. I want to acknowledge my late microbiology professor, Dr. Ann Coughlin from Simmons College, whose Simmons alumna, whose passion for microbiology planted that early seed in my medical career journey. She saw something in me that I did not even see, and so she imparted her wisdom and bestowed that confidence in me. Early in my career, I was fortunate to have met some of the giants in the field. As a medical student, I met Dr. David Carver, whose research on the growth of viruses in tissue culture contributed to the development of the Salk polio vaccine. As a pediatric infectious disease fellow, I actually had the honor of meeting Dr. Maxwell Finland, who was at the end of his career, but whose office was in the Finland Research Laboratory at Boston University and Boston City Hospital. And in fact, Dr. Utz also passed through the Maxwell Finland Research Laboratory at BU. My pediatric infectious disease fellowship director was Dr. Jerome Klein, and he was one of the first part of that group, the first academic pediatric infectious disease physicians. He studied the febrile infant and otitis media in children, but he also introduced me to others in his circle, including George Pater, the late George Pater, who also was on the NFID board, and Dr. Carol Baker, whom I later served with also on the NFID board. As a young faculty member, my paths also crossed with Dr. George Counts, who was a role model for me. At the time, he was directing the team that managed the logistics for the AIDS Clinical Trials Group at the NIH. I am grateful to my mentees over the years who continue to teach me. I want to acknowledge the people who were with me to celebrate the good times and the bad times. And I'm grateful to my family and friends whose unwavering support has allowed me to accomplish much, even through challenging times. So my sister Pamela is here. My stepson David is here. And my niece, Donna, is also with us this evening. And I'm just delighted to share this moment with you. Love you very much. I know my late husband, my rock, and I certainly can share what you're going through, but you get through it, and you will. And my late brother, who is my personal defender throughout my life, are here in spirit. I'm forever grateful to my deceased parents, David and Mildred Whitley. They walked through life with much knowledge, wisdom, grace, and dignity, leaving their imprint on our family and also throughout the community in which I was born and raised. Of the major epidemics experienced during my career, two stand out. The most recent, of course, being the COVID-19 pandemic. I personally lost 2 friends due to COVID. This pandemic highlighted the health disparities gap in marginalized communities. I applaud the NFID for educating the public, including communities of color, about COVID and COVID-19 vaccines. The other epidemic is HIV. Some of my patients with perinatal HIV infection are long-term survivors, meaning they were born before HIV medications were available. They are now in their mid-30s and living their lives to the fullest. So in accepting this award, yes. So in accepting this award, I acknowledge the many children who lost their lives due to complications of HIV infection, but also to this unique group of courageous individuals who are surviving. The values that this award represents, the dedication, innovation, and pursuit of excellence, are ideals that I will continue to uphold. As I look ahead, I'm inspired to keep pushing the boundaries, particularly today, in these days, these times, mentoring others, and contributing meaningfully to our field and the community. Even though I'm recently retired, but as the vaccination program in the US is being challenged and public trust of immunizations is being threatened, I am obligated to continue to educate the public and healthcare professionals about the importance of immunizations across the lifespan and infectious diseases in general. So Luke 12:48 states, "For everyone to whom much is given, from him much will be required." I am grateful for my personal and professional life, which would not have been possible without my Lord and Savior, who has allowed me to survive and thrive. Once again, I thank you for this incredible honor, and I am proud to accept the John P. Utz Leadership Award, and I will do my best to live up to the legacy it carries. Thank you so much.